Next up, someone who knows about the stuff we're really interested in this inaugural season, the parties. She's a feature writer for the Washington Post style section, and more importantly, at least to me, you hear all the time on Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. Roxanne Roberts, it is great to meet you. Thanks so much for being here.
Welcome to Washington.
So, thank you. Thrilled to be here. And by the way, you were honest enough to wear a coat as opposed to Matt Visor, who was trying to tough it out, but I admire your candor.
It's a little chilly.
Oh, you think so?
I think just a tad, just a tad.
So the wreath-laying ceremony Thursday morning at Arlington National Cemetery is the first formal thing. But they have this Chairman's Global Dinner tonight for foreign diplomats. Is that going to be traditional, like everything else Donald Trump does, or the typical black tie kind of deal?
I don't know a lot of details about it. A lot of these events are sort of quiet. They're a little bit below the radar. There is this dinner. There's the candlelight dinner for all the top donors on Thursday night.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, big dinner, big dinner. If you ponied up, say, $1 million,
I could be there too.
You could be there. You could be eating a very beautiful dinner and hanging out with the vice president-elect and the president-elect.
I'll see what I can do. There are rumors that I read, and I figured you'd know, that the caterer tonight is from Donald Trump's favorite restaurant, KFC. Do you know if that's true, or you know? Okay, fine. So the performers, let's talk about that.
You have a bone to pick with it.
Jennifer Holliday, I'm loving this, was in and then she's out. Paul Anka was in, and he was even going to rewrite the words for My Way.
Right.
He's out. Some of the Rockettes are out. Who's performing at this thing?
Okay, we're going to be fair. All right, I want to be fair
Sure.
to the Republican Party and to the president-elect.
Okay.
Okay, entertainment industry in Hollywood leans left. So every Republican inaugural has fewer of what I would call A-list stars at it. The difference is that this time is that even the people who are coming are getting pressure about performing. They're doing it as an act for their country, but it's being seen as a political act. So Jennifer Holliday, who has performed at other inaugurals, got such backlash when
From
her
the
name was
LGBT
announced.
community particularly,
It was
yeah.
like, this is a political act and you're supporting Trump instead. And she was like, no, I'm doing this for my country. But I think from a career standpoint, she couldn't withstand that heat.
You wrote in 2008, it was something like the greatest red carpet gridlock ever at Obama's thing. And is that because he's a liberal Democrat, and so we shouldn't be surprised as to the distance from that to
You're talking about celebrities?
Yeah, celebrities, yeah.
Well, every celebrity in Hollywood wanted to be part of the 2009 inaugural. It was historic for a variety of reasons. This is different in 1,000 different ways, and so there's a lot of people who have very much of a wait-and-see attitude toward this president. They want to know. That goes to celebrities and to just even establishment Washington.
There are going to be more celebrities at the march on Saturday than there are going to be at the inauguration.
Yes.
Isn't that a safe bet?
I think that probably is a safe bet.
So is he breaking all the rules in the world in which you operate? Is Donald Trump breaking as many rules like this week as he has in the political domain? Or is he playing it? I know that Bill Clinton, I read this morning, had 14 balls.
Right.
He's only having 3. Does anybody care about that?
Well, again, to be fair, all right, because that's my job as a journalist.
Yes.
So President Obama had 10 in 2009, but in 2013, he only had 2 official balls at the convention center.
Yeah, but that was his re-election.
That's correct. All right, but there are going to be 30,000 people at the 2 balls that President...
30,000 people?
The Presidential Inaugural Committee told me 30,000 people are coming to those 2 balls, which is a huge facility, and then there's a smaller ball for armed services and other first responders, military. So there's going to be more than 30,000 people at these events. Millions of people are very excited about the fact that Donald Trump is going to be president.
You know, you called it a huge facility. Was that intentional or not?
Huge. It's huge. I'm working on it.
That was really...
It's huge.
That was actually...
Pretty good,
It was really good. Let's talk about the White House thing. When you wrote about their apartment that we've all now seen, did you call it high Trump style? Is that what the expression you
You're talking about a Trump Tower?
Yeah, Trump Tower. High Trump style, is that what you call it? I think
it's a little bit Baroque, a little bit Rococo, a little bit Nouveau.
I don't even know what that means. It's like Versailles. Is that not what they're trying to do?
It's fancy.
So what are they going to do in the White House? Are they going to try to emulate that apartment with all the gold stuff in the White House?
You asked what's the same. And what's the same is that they are respecting a lot of the traditions. So Trump and his family will stay at Blair House, which is the presidential guest house on inaugural eve.
The night before?
Yes, the night before.
Okay.
They're staying there. They will go to a church service, as other president-elects have. They'll have coffee with the Obamas at the White House. They'll go for the swearing in. They'll have the traditional congressional lunch afterward. There'll be a parade, as there always is. This one's going to be shorter, and there'll be inaugural balls. So from that standpoint, he's respecting tradition and history. And when it comes to the White House, I don't think you mess with more than 200 years of American history. You know,
that's what they said during the campaign, isn't it? That you don't insult a prisoner of war, you don't make fun of a disabled. I mean, he broke every rule, so why won't he break rules there?
Well, you could be right. You know, this is interesting times.
So is Ivanka going to be? I know this is Nostradamus-like, and you just don't know.
Okay.
Is Ivanka going to be the Trumpian who you're going to be following around town?
Trumpian.
Well, whatever. More than
it sounds like a dynasty.
More than his wife. I mean, that's the sense that she's pretty much going to be home with the kid, and Ivanka's going to be here, right?
Well, theoretically, the office of the First Lady evolves with every First Lady, and in this case, there's an opportunity actually for two powerful women in Trump's universe to use that office for various platforms.
His daughter and his wife are talking.
Both of them. The incoming First Lady has talked about cyberbullying as something that she cares about. Ivanka has talked about working mothers and some of the benefits for them. So
she's really good on that. Paid parental leave, that sort of stuff. First Republican presidential nominee to ever endorse that.
From an optimistic standpoint, you could say you could have two women, and together they would be more powerful than any single First Lady. And to the degree that First Ladies are different, I think the office can change as well.
You're painfully fair, I should say. So
don't you hate that?
I hate that. Write the headline for the Washington Post Saturday morning after all the festivities are over. Write it right now. What do you think it's going to be?
Trump had a ball.
But I'm bummed. Thank you, Roxanne. It's great to meet you. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Roxanne Roberts from the Washington Post.